Hey and welcome to the Daily Manchester United News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Man United considering a new contract for Facundo Pellistri before loaning him out. Manchester United are considering a new contract proposal for Facundo Pellistri before sending him out on loan next season, reputed journalist Fabrizio Romano claims. The 21-year-old has had a tough season under manager Erik Ten Hag and only made his first team debut in January this year. He provided an assist off the bench against Charlton Athletic. Pellistri has since made another 5 cameo appearances. The Uruguayan recently impressed in the 4-1 win over Real Betis, where he was indirectly involved for United's fourth goal. Hence, there is plenty of potential in him, and Romano claims that United are weighing up a new contract for the right winger before sanctioning a temporary move elsewhere. Nothing is advanced at the moment, but concrete talks will be held in April regarding Pellistri's future. Pellistri signed for United from Penarol 3 years ago, but he had to wait a long time for his debut. In between, he had an 18-month loan spell with Deportivo Alaves in La Liga, but the move was unsuccessful. He failed to score or assist in his 33 appearances. Hence, the Red Devils need to find the right club for him to prosper this summer, and we won't be surprised if he is sent on a season-long loan to the second tier. We have seen how Amad Diallo has developed at Sunderland. The 20-year-old had a tough start, but has since contributed 8 goals and 2 assists in the championship. Ten Hag may prefer something similar for Pellistri, such that he can perform without the pressure of expectations. This will, of course, depend on his contract situation. The youngster's current deal does not expire until June 2025, with an option for another year. If he does not renew, the club could contemplate his permanent departure. Journalist doesn't believe Erik Ten Hag will keep Wout Weghorst. Wout Weghorst has been praised and criticized a nearly equal amount since joining Manchester United on loan from Burnley, but most agree that the 30-year-old isn't a long-term answer to United striker woes. Weghorst has scored just 2 goals from 16 games in all competitions this season, hitting the target with just 3 shots from 8 Premier League games, so he is expected to return to Burnley in the coming months without a permanent deal being considered. The Red Devils have been linked with Napoli's Victor Osimhen and Tottenham Hotspur's Harry Kane, among others, so Steve Bates doesn't believe Weghorst will stick around beyond this summer. When asked if the Netherlands international has a future at Old Trafford, the former chief football writer with the Sunday People told Give Me Sport, "I wouldn't think so. No, it's quite clear that Ten Hag likes him, but I think at the moment he is just doing a feeling in a job. He is not really a center forward, is he? The criticism of him is he is not great in the air for a 6'7" player. He doesn't hold the ball up brilliantly in the attacking positions, and he doesn't score goals. So when you add all that together, he is kind of on the back foot straight away." Cristiano Ronaldo has his contract maturely terminated in November, so Weghorst joined in January as his replacement due to Anthony Martial not being fit enough to regularly lead the line this season. The 27-year-old started only 6 league games after suffering multiple injuries, so Weghorst immediately became a regular upon his arrival, and despite his lack of goals, Weghorst has high levels of industry, 1.7 turnovers per league game, while making more opportunities for his teammates than himself, 1 chance created per league game, so he is useful to Ten Hag. When the season comes to a close, United are sure to bring in at least 1 striker from their list of transfer targets. However, so Weghorst should return to turf more in July. He's been a decent servant, but arguably isn't good enough to lead them to glory next season. Fabrizio Romano believes Victor Lindelof will stay at Man United. Victor Lindelof has an uncertain future at Manchester United after falling further down the pecking order this season following Lisandro Martinez's arrival. However, Fabrizio Romano believes Erik Ten Hag will keep the 28-year-old at Old Trafford for at least another year. Lindelof has started only 5 Premier League games in 22-23, spending most of the campaign on the bench. Ten Hag has preferred Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez at centre-back, leaving the Swedish international on the periphery. Atletico Madrid and Inter Milan tried to sign Lindelof in January but were unsuccessful in their pursuit. Romano doesn't believe the two clubs will return this summer and insists Ten Hag is not looking to cash in. He wrote in his column on CoutOffside.com, Atletico Madrid asked for Victor Lindelof in January but decided to proceed with Kajlar Soyuncu. Inter are on different targets now. I am sure Erik Ten Hag is happy with Lindelof and will try to keep the player as he did in January. I am not sure Man United will let him leave. In January, it was a big no. Lindelof has made 20 appearances in all competitions this season, but most of his starts have come in Europe and the domestic cups rather than the league, as he doesn't have the manager's trust. The 28-year-old started 5 of United's 6 Europa League group games, but has been an unused substitute in the latter stages. He played in 3 of United's 4 Carabao Cup clashes, but didn't start in the semi-final, second leg, or final. Lindelof has started just 2 league games since the turn of the year, amassing 189 minutes of football since mid-November. The Swede was once a regular alongside Harry Maguire, but the pair now provide backup, and with 1 year remaining on his deal, United must decide whether to cash in while Lindelof still has value or tie him down to a new deal. Romano doesn't believe Lindelof will be sold, but if United don't want to keep him beyond 2024, would they really risk losing him on a free transfer rather than make back some money? Anthony Elanga has golden chance to impress Erik Ten Hag after Alejandro Garnacho's injury. Manchester United youngster Anthony Elanga has been handed a golden chance to impress manager Erik Ten Hag following the injury blow for Alejandro Garnacho. Garnacho sustained an ankle injury on Sunday following a hard challenge from Southampton's Kyle Walker-Peters. It has been confirmed that he will be sidelined for several weeks. This is obviously a huge blow for the Red Devils. The Argentine has produced several match-winning moments off the bench, and his void won't be easy to fill. However, United have plenty of talented youngsters in the squad, and in our opinion, Elanga has the opportunity to step up in the injury absence of Garnacho. The €25 million rated star had an impressive breakout season under interim boss Ralf Rangnick, but he has fallen down the pecking order this term under Ten Hag. The emergence of Garnacho has limited him to just 650 minutes thus far, but Elanga should get more game time off the bench with the Argentine's untimely setback. As things stand, the 20-year-old does not appear a favorite under Ten Hag, and there was talk of him leaving on loan to Borussia Dortmund back in January. There are still suggestions that he could be loaned out next season, and Elanga needs to capitalize on his minutes here on to win back the manager's confidence. Facundo Pellistri is another player that is sailing in the same boat, but he is a specialist right winger and may not compete with Elanga on the left side of the attack. Pellistri is currently a backup option to Antony and he will be hoping to make his first start for the club when United face Real Betis on the road on Thursday evening. Marcel Sabitzer called up by Austria despite injury. Marcel Sabitzer has been called up for international duty by Austria despite missing Manchester United's last 2 matches through injury. The midfielder has been included in Ralf Rangnick's squad for the forthcoming matches against Azerbaijan and Estonia. He has missed the home clashes with Real Betis and Southampton with an unspecified injury problem, adding to the issues Erik Ten Hag has in midfield. With Casemiro suspended for the next 4 domestic matches, Sabitzer and perhaps the deployment of Bruno Fernandes in a deeper role is all that stands between a reunion of the McFred midfield pairing. Rangnick did not shed much light on Sabitzer at his press conference, which accompanied the announcement of the squad. He said, "That's why we nominated 22 outfield players. We are prepared in the event that someone drops out. It would be good if Sabitzer was back for the return leg against Betis, or perhaps more importantly, given Casemiro's absence, Sunday's FA Cup quarter-final against Fulham. Sabitzer's inclusion in Austria's initial plans provides some potential cause for optimism on that score compared to Alejandro Garnacho, who has already been ruled out of Argentina duty with the injury he picked up on Sunday. On the other hand, it could just be that Austria have called him up to look at the injury for themselves before making a proper decision on his inclusion. Of course, United do not want Sabitzer making his injury worse on international duty. If he is made to play through the pain in 2 games, Austria should be able to win without him. But if they are able to manage him carefully and continue his return fitness, it could help him be even sharper to replace Casemiro after the international break. United already have Christian Eriksen and Donny van de Beek out longer term, although the Dane should be able to chip in between now and the end of the season. Real Betis boss Pellegrini hails Antony quality again. Real Betis manager Manuel Pellegrini has lamented the difference in quality between his side and Manchester United ahead of this week's Europa League second leg. After the 4-1 loss at Old Trafford, Pellegrini had admitted his side got off lightly with the scoreline. Now speaking to us after Real Betis earned a 1-1 draw with Villarreal at the weekend, Pellegrini has once again pointed to Antony as the difference maker. Referring to Antony's high price tag, Pellegrini referred to the winger's second goal as the moment which put his side on the back foot. Pellegrini said he had been pleased with Real Betis' performance at Old Trafford until Antony's goal caused them to fall apart. He said, "There we saw the same Betis as always for 53 minutes until a footballer worth €100 million placed the ball in the goal, but we also had a good first half." Betis had gone in 1-1 at half-time, but the second 45 minutes was all one-way traffic as Manchester United dominated. Barring a disaster for United, the second leg should be a formality, with the Red Devils looking to confirm a quarter-final spot. Betis have an extra defensive headache, with regular centre-back Luis Felipe ruled out after picking up a hamstring injury at Old Trafford. Defense has been a problem for the Spanish side since the World Cup. Before the tournament, they conceded only 16 goals in 21 games. In 2023 so far, they have conceded 22 goals in 14 matches, and with Manchester United set to visit the Benito Villamarín Stadium on Thursday, this number is expected to further increase. Barcelona chief's private Frenkie de Jong admission could spell the end of Manchester United interest. Barcelona club executives have admitted that they almost made a mistake by being open to selling Frenkie de Jong last summer. De Jong was Erik Ten Hag's number one target in the summer, but a switch to Old Trafford did not come to pass. The midfielder resisted United's advances. An issue over deferred wages owed to him by the Catalonians also meant that a transfer to England was rendered almost impossible. It has been reported that Ten Hag is still keen on a reunion with the Barcelona star, and the United boss is plotting another round of attempts to sign the player. However, this may already be dead in the water before it takes off. According to Mundo Deportivo, de Jong's rise in status within the team and in Xavi's plans have made the club bosses remark that they were wrong to try and get rid of him. The report of Mundo Deportivo read, "The Barca leadership acknowledges that they are delighted with the performance of the Dutch midfielder and confesses to Mundo Deportivo that his departure would have been a mistake." The senior ups at Barcelona say, "Lucky we didn't sell him." This season, de Jong stands out because he is a very talented player with a different profile from the youngest players on the team. As per the Spanish publication, if de Jong is comfortable and does not actively pursue an exit, the club will not put him on the market or make him available for a transfer. The player is said to understand Xavi's method and he knows what's needed of him. Man United prefer to sign Victor Osimhen over Harry Kane this summer. Manchester United are more attracted towards signing Napoli striker Victor Osimhen over Tottenham Hotspur ace Harry Kane this summer Florian Plettenberg claims. The Red Devils are widely expected to pursue a marquee striker in the next transfer window, and they have been frequently linked with Osimhen and Kane in recent weeks. Osimhen has been in fine form for Napoli this term, bagging 21 goals and 5 assists from 26 games. On comparison, Kane has the same tally of contributions from 38 games. Kane obviously has rich Premier League experience with over 200 goals, but at the age of nearly 30, there remain doubts whether he can carry on performing at the same level. If Spurs were to sell him this summer, he could be available for around £100 million, but United will also need to pay him hefty wages in the region of £400,000 a week. On the contrary, Osimhen could cost a higher fee of £132 million from Napoli, but he is just entering the peak of his career and could contribute towards the club's long-term success. Unlike Kane, his wages would definitely be on the lower side. He currently earns £93,000 per week at Napoli, and he could accept a package of around £200,000 to join the club. Hence, signing Osimhen over Kane would benefit United in both financial and sporting terms. I will be uploading daily Manchester United news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.